Good morning/afternoon, everyone. I'm excited to have you here as we delve into an important and complex topic, understanding and addressing aggression, violence, and abuse. Throughout this presentation, we'll explore what these behaviors look like, the underlying causes, their impact on individuals and communities, and most importantly, effective strategies for prevention and support. This is a critical conversation for creating safer and more compassionate environments. So let's get started. Aggression, violence, and abuse are serious social issues that affect people and communities all around the world. These behaviors don't just cause immediate harm, they disrupt the very fabric of our social connections and often leave lasting psychological and physical scars. In this presentation, we'll take a close look at what these terms actually mean, explore the different forms they can take, and understand their underlying causes and effects. We'll also discuss practical strategies for preventing these behaviors and responding effectively when they occur, aiming to reduce their overall impact. Grasping these concepts is crucial because only by understanding aggression, violence, and abuse can we begin to tackle their consequences and work towards healthier, safer communities. When we talk about these terms, it's important to understand the differences clearly. Aggression refers to behavior that's meant to cause harm or injury to someone else. It's the intent behind the action that defines it. Violence, on the other hand, specifically involves using physical force intentionally to hurt, damage, or intimidate another person. Abuse takes this a step further and involves misusing power and control over someone, leading to physical, emotional, or sexual harm. Recognizing these distinctions helps us identify each behavior correctly and respond to them in the most effective way. When we talk about aggression, it's important to understand that it doesn't just mean physical violence. The first type is physical aggression, which involves direct bodily harm. Things like hitting, pushing, or any form of physical assault. This is the most obvious form of aggression, but it's not the only one. Next, we have verbal aggression. This includes yelling, throwing insults, making threats, or using harsh words that can hurt someone emotionally. Unlike physical aggression, the damage here isn't visible, but it can be just as harmful. Finally, there's relational aggression, which is a bit more subtle but equally damaging. It involves hurting someone by damaging their social relationships, like excluding them from a group, spreading rumors, or harming their reputation. This type of aggression can deeply affect a person's social standing and emotional well-being. Understanding these different faces helps us recognize aggression in all its forms. When we talk about violence, it's important to recognize the different forms it can take. First, there's domestic violence, which happens within the home or family. This often involves abuse between intimate partners or towards children, and it deeply affects the safety and well-being of those closest to us. Then, we have school violence, which includes things like bullying, fights, and other aggressive behaviors among students. This kind of violence disrupts not only the safety but also the learning environment that schools are meant to provide. Lastly, community violence covers broader issues, such as gang conflicts, riots, and public disturbances. These incidents impact the overall safety of neighborhoods and cities, influencing the quality of life for many people. Understanding these different types helps us see how violence can affect individuals and communities in various ways. When we talk about abuse, it's important to understand that it goes far beyond just physical harm. Physical abuse is the most obvious. It involves direct bodily harm, like hitting or slapping. But there are other forms that can be just as damaging. Emotional abuse, for example, involves constant criticism, humiliation, and manipulation. This kind of abuse can erode a person's self-esteem and impact their mental health over time. Then there's sexual abuse, which includes any unwanted sexual contact or coercion. This type of abuse deeply violates personal autonomy and trust. Finally, neglect often gets overlooked, but it's just as serious. It means failing to provide essential needs like food, care, or protection, and this lack can have profound long-term effects. Recognizing these different types is crucial in understanding the full picture of abuse. When we look at why these behaviors occur, it's important to consider several key causes and risks. First, individual factors like mental health challenges or substance abuse can significantly increase the likelihood of risky behaviors. These personal struggles often affect decision-making and impulse control, making it harder to avoid harmful actions. Next, the family environment plays a crucial role. Situations involving domestic conflicts, neglect, or dysfunctional relationships can create a breeding ground for violence and other negative behaviors. A troubled home life not only impacts emotional well being, but also sets patterns that may continue over time. On a broader level, societal influences also contribute. Factors such as poverty, social inequality, and cultural norms that tolerate or even normalize violence create conditions where these behaviors can persist. Without addressing these bigger systemic issues, it's difficult to break the cycle. Finally, understanding these causes is vital because it allows us to develop targeted prevention strategies and support systems. By identifying the root causes, we can better allocate resources and design interventions that truly address the underlying problems rather than just the symptoms. When we look at the deep impact on victims, it's important to understand the multiple layers involved. Physically, victims can suffer injuries that range from minor wounds to severe, life-altering conditions. Sometimes these injuries lead to chronic health problems that persist long after the initial incident. Beyond the physical, the psychological effects can be profound. Many experience trauma that shows up as PTSD, anxiety, or depression, causing long-lasting emotional pain and distress. Socially, victims often face isolation and stigma, which can make it hard to maintain relationships or feel connected to their community. These combined effects really emphasize why prompt, comprehensive support is crucial for helping victims heal and rebuild their lives. Here, we see the cycle of violence broken down into four key stages. First is the tension building phase, where stress and conflict start to rise gradually, creating an atmosphere that's increasingly strained. This tension often leads to the second stage, the incident, where the actual violent or abusive behavior occurs. Following this, we move into the reconciliation phase, characterized by apologies, promises to change, and expressions of remorse, although these feelings can sometimes be temporary. Finally, there's the calm phase, a period of peace and normalcy that can make things seem like they're improving, but unfortunately, it often sets a stage for the cycle to begin again. Recognizing this pattern is crucial to breaking free and seeking lasting change. When it comes to taking action, prevention and intervention are crucial. First, education programs play a key role by teaching conflict resolution and nonviolent communication skills, helping individuals manage disagreements without resorting to harm. Next, counseling and therapy are essential as they provide support tailored to both victims and perpetrators, addressing the deeper issues that contribute to the behavior. Community support services, combined with cooperation from law enforcement, work together to ensure safety and offer necessary resources. Finally, using an integrated approach that combines these strategies significantly improves the chances of breaking harmful cycles and creating safer environments for everyone. When we talk about protecting rights, it's crucial to understand the legal frameworks designed to keep people safe. First, there are criminal laws that specifically target abuse, including domestic violence, child abuse, and sexual offenses. These laws not only define unacceptable behavior, but also establish clear consequences for those who commit these acts, helping to deter abuse and hold perpetrators accountable. Next, protective orders serve as a vital tool for victims. These orders legally prevent abusers from contacting or coming near the individuals they have harmed, offering immediate and tangible protection. Another important element is the reporting mechanisms in place. These systems allow victims or witnesses to alert authorities quickly, ensuring that intervention happens promptly to stop further harm and provide support. Finally, being aware of these legal protections empowers both individuals and communities. Knowledge of rights and available resources encourages people to take action and seek justice, which is a key step in breaking cycles of abuse and fostering safer environments. When someone is facing a crisis or danger, hotlines are often the first point of contact. They provide immediate, confidential help and can guide individuals toward the next steps for their safety. For those who need a secure place to stay, shelters offer safe housing, especially for people escaping abusive or harmful environments. Beyond immediate safety, counseling services and support groups play a vital role in emotional healing, helping individuals process their experiences and build strength. It's important to emphasize that accessibility to these resources is crucial. Without easy access, people might miss out on the support they need to stay safe and begin healing. Ensuring these services are available and reachable makes all the difference in recovery and safety. On this slide, we delve into real stories that bring to light the deeply human side of these issues. The first set of cases, though anonymized, reveal individuals grappling with increasing aggression and abuse. These stories not only expose the difficulties they face, but also show the possible routes to healing and recovery. Moving on, the case studies demonstrate how such experiences impact not just the mind and body, but also social connections and an individual's inner strength. Finally, these powerful narratives serve as a call to action, emphasizing the urgent need for greater awareness, timely interventions, and long-lasting support systems to truly make a difference. Raising public knowledge is a crucial step in driving real change. When people understand the issues, they are more likely to recognize signs of abuse and violence. That's where awareness campaigns come in. They play a vital role in educating communities, helping individuals identify these warning signs early on. Another key element is teaching healthy relationship skills. By promoting respect and nonviolence, we can encourage interactions that are positive and supportive. Finally, it's important to foster an environment where victims feel empowered to seek help and where communities actively offer support. This collective effort not only provides protection, but also fuels prevention and long-term societal change. To wrap up, we've covered the key definitions and explored the causes and effects of aggression, violence, and abuse. We've also discussed various response strategies to address these issues effectively. It's important to remember that each of us has a role to play. By staying alert and recognizing harmful behaviors early on, we can prevent situations from escalating and offer the necessary support when it matters most. When communities come together with this awareness and take informed actions, we create safer environments where everyone can thrive. Your involvement truly makes a difference.